Charm got nerfed, so now it's unusable, right? I guess you are wrong with that, because it's really usable. Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a team that worked out really well for me. Like, honestly, I really enjoyed this team. Looking back at the gameplay as well, this team was amazing. I would play it more often if I would have nothing else to do, basically, for YouTube, because this team works are really cool. The thing is, everybody thinks, okay, yeah, the new update with Charm kinda ruined Charm in general, so there's not a lot that really helps. Like, nobody really uses Charm anymore because it's not really usable. But everybody who thinks this is wrong, because Granbull is here. Granbull is so strong in this current meta. This Pokemon has options to just farm down a Sableye without even having to shield. You are going to be able to do so much damage against the entire meta, and the main reason why we run Granbull here as well is because of Crunch and Close Combat, a very good moveset to deal also with Steel types. The thing is, while Charm actually kinda maybe got a buff, or like in general Fairy types got a buff, is that Nidoqueen is not there anymore. No other poison type came even close to the role that Nidoqueen has right now. We just saw Drapion, but like Drapion is not really considered as a poison type in my opinion. Like, yes it is, but like it doesn't really do poison type damage unless they run the Sludge Bomb, which is high energy, plus it's not always used. Usually they use like Awkward Tail for Stunfisk. So here we can just farm through this Trevenant. We're 2 shields down, but we are going to have like at least 1 shield. Like, we were going to get 1 shield back from the Crunch anyway. We can realign, which is even more important. So we're basically 1 shield down. We got 1 Pokemon dead and 1 Pokemon basically to half of its health. And basically the thing is, now when you use 2 Fairy type Pokemon, the only thing that you need is 1 Pokemon that beats Steel types, which is going to be for us the Medicham, which is the best Pokemon to beat Steel types. Another thing is, Ninetales with Powder Snow in the current meta is amazing. This Pokemon honestly is so strong. You're going to be able to do so much damage against also the most common Steel type, which is going to be the Galarian Stunfisk. So you're going to have a great time with this Pokemon, not gonna lie. This team worked out so well. I will be able to also take this Icicle Spear here pretty easily and farm them all the way down. Had a great time with it. Also, of course, some losses are in there. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I should go for 1 Ice Punch, I guess, and then swap. We see that they're going to stay in here for a little bit. Granbull definitely does a lot of damage, so I'm going to go into Granbull as well here. We're going to see the Lickitung coming in. We're going to be able to at least get 1 shield back here. Maybe I'm actually going to go for the farm down. I'm not sure. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to be able to go ahead and go for 1 Crunch. This would knock them out most likely, or get the final shield from the opponent. We're going to get the final shield. We don't get the debuff sadly, but I think we are going to be able to realign. Don't think this was the smartest idea to shield here though. Still going to be able to farm them down, which is nice. We see the Gliscor coming in. They can farm us down. They can go for an Earthquake now, which is not ideal. But maybe we find something in the back that we can beat with our Pokemon that we still have around. We're going to see the Registeel in the back. It's going to be a little bit tricky, not gonna lie. We're going to swap out pretty late, so we're not gonna get to the Psychic in time. Actually, you never get to the Psychic. And it's going to be a tough one because you have to kill them before we get farmed down here, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. We're gonna get them low, but we don't even get to the next Ice Punch there. And sadly, we're gonna go down to this Registeel. A little bit unfortunate. I mean, we lost lead as well, so I guess it's fine. I don't know if I could have played a little bit better, maybe against the, let's call it, maybe against the Lickitung could have, but also not really. Here it's a little bit tricky as well, but yeah, against Grasshole, like if you face a Grasshole team there with, for example, Bastion in the lead, I would still go for 1 Ice Punch prior before you swap out into your Ninetales. It's sometimes a little bit tricky because you kind of want to act fast against those teams, but for me at least, I think going for Ice Punch is better because otherwise you cannot really realign. Which is not the biggest issue either though, because usually they run Medicham in the back, and Medicham in the back is actually fine. You can go for 1 Psychic here, and you will be able to go for another Psychic later, and you know which Pokemon you have in the back, and this is the main reason why you want to run the Granbull instead of any other Charm user. The Granbull has access to the move Close Combat, of course, and Close Combat would be able to knock out the Bastion for sure. You win the, at least with 0 is 1 shield there, we have 1 shield basically left. But here my opponent actually gonna swap into the Bastion themselves, which is fine because I can just go ahead, shield once, farm them all the way down, don't really care about anything that's happening here. doesn't matter at all. I don't think the opponent was at a move anyway with their own Medicham, so I can go ahead and go for one Psychic, gonna get them low, and then I might swap out into my Granbull just to farm them down. Let's see, we're going to, actually no, we don't even need to, we're going to just be able to sweep alone without even using our Granbull. Next team, we're going to see another pretty decent lead here with the Steel type in the lead, a lot of Steel types in the lead right now in general, and we see a Sableye coming in, and we see the opponent most likely quitting out here already. Yep, I think they were quitting. Yep, goodbye. Goodbye Sableye, goodbye opponent. Next team though is basically the complete opposite. You will lose against Shadow Victreebel in the lead. Shadow Victreebel in the lead is basically impossible to win because usually there is something in the back that you know already, which is going to be Bastion, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's most likely going to be another Deoxys in the back or something, and there was nothing you can do. I made a video about the team myself. I think it's my own fault to make this team popular with the Victreebel in the lead. It's my own fault, but yeah, against Victreebel in the lead, there's nothing that you can do. Against the Swampert, though, I think it's going to be fine, and we will be able to go for an Ice Punch, baiting the shield, which is nice. We see the Charizard coming in, which is a problem. Charizard is a problem, Talonflame is a problem with this team. Not really too common recently, especially Charizard, it's not really that common. I tried to catch the potential move there, but that was kind of stupid, not gonna lie. They're gonna go for the Blast Burn at least, and I should be able to farm them down, or they get to another move. Is this a Blast Burn? It is not, and we will be able to farm them down. We see the Swampert coming in, and we have a pretty decent matchup here. As long as we get them low, we will be able to also KO them with our Granbull. Granbull does so much damage anyway, it doesn't really matter. We will see the Sludge Wave actually coming in. I see more and more Swampert or Sludge Wave recently, like Earthquake was the way to go. Now it feels like Sludge Wave is a little bit more common. We see the Noctowl here, and I don't think this is going to be the best matchup for me. I can go still for one charge move here, but I think this Noctowl is just too bulky for me that I won't be able to win this game here anymore. Unless they make this mistake and they don't throw their charge move. They didn't think that I get to the Ice Punch that fast. Never mind, I still have a chance and I will be able to win this game, but I wouldn't have won this game without some help of my opponent, of course. We see what's called a Medicham against us, and we see a Bastion coming in. This is why you swap out here. Maybe I should have went into my Charmer, but my Charmer is a little bit better against the Medicham later on. I will be able to go for one Dazzling Beam, getting them low, but you know, already this will not really matter too much. They can just farm me all the way. They might actually want to like wait out a little bit here, but they actually do, okay, they actually do, but now they're going to knock me out, which is good, because I need some energy here. Like I need to get the full farm down here. They're still going to get to 2 Flamethrowers, which is okay, it's okay for me. I'm just going to get the opponent's Bastion low, and this is hopefully the only answer they have to charm, because if I have my 2 shields still left, I will be able to go into my Granbull, and let's see what they're coming into. They're coming into a Walrein here. Going to be still a tough one. Walrein can go for Icicles, we are going to do some nice damage. I will have to go for the Crunch eventually against the opponent's Medicham, so it's going to be an interesting one if we can still win this. It's going to come down to the wire. I'm going to go for another fast move, go for the Crunch now. Crunch coming through, let's see if we get the debuff. Please, finally debuff. We are getting the debuff, and you see the damage we do against the opponent. That is insane. We just need some Ice Punches now, this is going to be enough for them. But let's see if we can get there in time. We have 2 Ice Punches stored now. First Ice Punch coming through. Do we win CMP? Are they even at a move yet? And they are not at a move. And the debuff actually didn't really matter, to be fair. But just the charm damage alone, insane against the Medicham. Shadow Granbull, the best charmer right now in my opinion. It's just, you just need the extra damage, and now in the matchups now, like the extra bulk doesn't really help you. For example, here against Sableye, they can still get to a move, but they can only get to, if they would want to throw a move, they would be only able to get to 1 foul play. They will never get to 1 return. But we will be able to return the opponent here with the close combat. Gonna get the shield advantage as well now against them. They are forced to throw. We can realign. And I would expect that they have something like Pelipper in the back. Let's see what they actually have in the back. I'm not sure. We might see an Earthquake, I might want a shield here. It is going to be an Earthquake. What do you have in the back? It's going to be the Noctowl. Even better for us, we have our Ninetales, and they're going to forfeit. Goodbye there. In general, Ninetales beats most backlines of the common teams right now as a Powder Snow version. Usually people are prepared for Ninetales in the lead, but not in the back. We see a Noctowl coming in against our Granbull. Actually not sure if I can win this matchup here at all, also not in the 2 shields. Granbull wins nearly everything in the 2 shields, but I don't think this matchup is one of them. Let's see, we can go for 1 Crunch at least. If we debuff, we definitely would win on the 2 shields. But actually, I think I'm going to let this move go through anyway. We will be able to farm them down now with our Ninetales, and we get a ton of energy here. They still get to another move, but at least we got 1 answer gone for our Medicham. Still going to be a little bit tricky, but we actually see an Umbreon coming in. They are very weak against us in the back, so we're going to kind of want to keep this. I would guess they're going to have the Sableye in the back. Yeah, they're going to have the Sableye in the back. That's going to be a tough one to still win. I don't think there's a way for me to win this still. Sableye just beat, sadly, my Medicham. This is the only matchup I can get my Medicham on. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. We will be able to go ahead and let this, like, get to the Ice Punch here. I guess I have to farm them down, right? I have to farm them down now with my Ninetales here. Hope that... I actually see P-Tie. This is horrible for me. They're just going to go for the return. That's going to be a good game. Should have tried to farm down, but even then I don't think I had a chance of winning this game. Like, at least a realistic chance of winning this game. Next game, we see a Ninetales against us. Let's see what Ninetales it is. Charm Ninetales in the lead would definitely be a problem. Powder Snow, not really. I'm gonna go for the bait actually, because I expect them to shield and they're going to shield, and I can go into my own Ninetales, tank the move, have a shield advantage now. Going to be a dazzling game, fine for me. But we see now the Swampert coming in. This is okay. We can go for one. I see what's Weather Ball there, which is fine. Weather Ball coming through. We can go for another one. Sadly, they're going to throw. I'm going to let this move go through as well. Hydro Cannon. I'm going to most likely have to shield the Hydro Cannon here as well. At least I would guess. I think I should shield. Yeah, I shield. Okay. And I still going to... It's going to be an Earthquake. Luckily, I shield this. I didn't even expect that they would get there. But we will see now the opponent having a Trevenant in the back. I can go for one Ice Punch. Gonna get some damage on them. I can get to another Ice Punch. And now I will be able to swap out into my Charm user. I think they're in range where I can farm them all the way down. They have to go for one Charge move now. They're going to go for the Charge move now. But I already got 3 moves in against them. Seed Bomb coming through, gonna get them low. We will be able to get some more damage against them here. We have to kind of go for another Ice Punch against them, I think. Oh, never mind. I'm actually going to be able to get them even lower. So I will be able to farm them down with my Medicham here. This will be an Weather Ball. We're going to get low, but we have a 1 HP left and we have a Weather Ball left. And this is going to be a good game there. What a game. 1 HP and a Medicham against the Trevenant, winning this game there. Insane. Next game coming up here, Medicham against Bastion, like really nice lead there. So many Steel types currently in the lead. Again, I make a mistake here by not going for the Ice Punch immediately. Ice Punch would be definitely the play to go, because I think you can realign them nearly for sure, but the opponent actually gives me the matchup anyway, which is amazing now, because I will be able to go ahead and now align my Medicham. I can get still to one more charge move here, and I think they're going to still be locked in there, which is going to be nice. Dazzling Gleam coming through, gonna get them lower. They're going to wait out here, which is smart, which is very smart. I can go for one more charge move. They're going to be able to wait out the clock basically by throwing the charge move here against me. They're going to swap out into their Medicham, greeted by one Granbull. Granbull, of course, having a great time here. It's going to be only an Ice Punch as far as I can see that. It's even a Power Punch, and we will be able to farm them down in time. This is not only a Power Punch as well. And there's no lot that the opponent can do at this point of time. I can go for the crunch, try to get the debuff. Doesn't really matter. We get the shield from the opponent most likely. And I don't know what they try to do here still. Even the defense drop helps us out here, as we can go ahead and go into our Medicham, farming them all the way down. I can shield this move up. I don't really have to. Even a Flash Cannon would knock us out. And yes, Bastion learns Flash Cannon. Nobody uses it, but it learns it. Next opponent, we will see the Dragonair in the lead. This is definitely something that I want to see with this team, but not really in the lead. Lantern is something that I don't want to see in this position here, because we have Powder Snow here. Definitely Charm would be better, but we still can go for Dazzling Gleam, and that's Dazzling Gleam gonna get shielded, which is pretty decent. And if this is your best Charm answer, like in general, you most likely won't have a Steel type in the back. Meaning, I can just let this move go through. I'm actually going to shield this move because I want to get the Dazzling Gleam damage on. Which is fair, because I think I can farm them down with my Medicham afterwards then. But if I just go ahead and let this all go through here, I will be able to align my Charm user later on, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have a great time with them. Hopefully I'm also going to be able to win the game, but it really depends on what they have in the back there. Shouldn't be a Steel type. They can get to 2 Surfs though, which is annoying, but yeah, I think this was a mistake by shielding to get the Dazzling Gleam. But we're actually going to see now the Noctowl coming in. Definitely should have rather had the shield advantage here and a little bit more energy, but we're gonna get some damage on them. They're going to swap out into the Dragonair, allowing me to swap into my Granbull. I'm going to let this move go through, expecting that this less than what the Noctowl would do. But at the end, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to not be able to farm them down in time. Sadly, they were a Shadow version of Dragonair. If they weren't the Shadow version, I think I had a greater chance. But we're gonna go into the final game. We see a pretty horrible lead and a pretty horrible save stop for us, getting back the Galarian Stunfisk here. But actually, this matchup, as said before, is pretty decent, because you see already Weather Ball does some pretty decent damage, and I actually could put this into like 2-shield scenario or whatever. Like I would win, like I wouldn't win every shield scenario, but I will be able to at least go toe to toe there. So if I invest 1 more shield, then the opponent always would win the game. And so I could just wait out the clock, for example, or get some extra energy, or try to get some kind of advantage in this matchup. Like this, I get some energy on my Medicham, going for 1 Ice Punch here just to make sure that we will be able to knock them out pretty fast. Lantern coming in here, and this looks pretty decent because Lantern actually doesn't really enjoy battling a Granbull. Hopefully we get the debuff here. We only got it once this video, and we only gonna get it once. Kinda annoying because it's a 30% debuff. Basically every third crunch should debuff. Here in this case it's not the case, but what is the case is that we will be able to win this game pretty easily, farming down the opponent, farming down the Altaria, and this is a very simple team that works out really well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Charm is still there, and yeah, see you in the next video. Leave a like on it, and bye.